Hi, everybody. Hello, and welcome to DETV, our weekly, mostly show where we talk about dice, Envy Dice, to be specific. Let's see. Today's episode is going to be relatively short. Don't have a ton to go over. Actually, I added a sub box unboxing just so that we would have more to go over. But let's get to yesterday's newsletter first. So this week we are running a 15% off all Mystery Luxe sale. What is Mystery Luxe, you ask? Well, we used to call it Mystery Stone, but technically it included cut glass dice, which are just as fancy and just as cool as stone, but technically different and appear different when you get them in the mail. So, after much feedback, which we do appreciate, we've changed the name to Mystery Luxe. So if you've ordered Mystery Stone in the past, you're already familiar with the product. And for this week, because we got a huge restock in of our sets, our D20s and our D6s, we're running a 15% off Mystery Luxe sale. Now, let's take a little look at some of the things you could find if you ordered a Mystery Luxe set. I literally went to the office and grabbed like randos from our stock. So this was, until just a couple minutes ago, a mystery to me as well. Well, actually earlier today for one of the sets, because I took one to advertise on socials. But let's take a look at this set. Okay, so this is our Mystery Luxe set. It comes in a tin, a padded tin like this. And look at this. What is that? What even is that? I don't know. Is it rose quartz? Is that a thing? Is that correct? Rachel really needs to buff up on what all these stone variations are called, because it is a question that we frequently get. And the truth is, I just haven't spent the time. But look how pretty. It's pink, it's stripy, and honestly, a little meat looking, in my opinion. I'll show you the D4. It actually looks like a cut of bacon. You see? Oh, it's a little bright. Hold on, let me try to adjust the lighting here a little bit so it's not as blown out. 1 second. All right, so hopefully you can see this better. It's like bacon. It's like if you took a chunk of pork and were cutting it like thick slice for bacon. That's exactly what that looks like to me. So if anyone asks me what stone this is, I'm going to say it's meat stone. But anyway, very pretty. Important to note that all of our stone dice, all of our Luxe dice, are very fragile. So we definitely recommend rolling them in a padded tray. And actually, I've heard some of us will also recommend that you roll them individually, so only like one die at a time. I don't use them for like frequent D&D use. Instead, I have mine up on my shelf in like a pretty area so I can show them off to people. But if you are going to use them frequently, then yeah, I would suggest keeping them stored in a padded tray like the one you'd receive and rolling them individually onto a padded tray. So pretty. So these have a gold numbering on them in our font, which is really nice. Good contrast on the dice. And I grabbed another 7-piece set. So this is all the 7-piece sets, which are just Mystery Luxe sets, I believe they're called on the website. Oh, and I will definitely tell you how to get 15% off soon. I feel like I didn't mention that part, but here's the glass version. So this is a colored glass. It's just so pretty, like translucent, really pretty blue, gold again in the inking, so pretty. And so it's a whole set like that. They're gems. It's just really lovely to look at, and like I said, show off. So yeah, there's an example. Oh, the code real quick for the 15% off, I'm sorry I didn't mention, is FANCY. So in checkout, use the word FANCY, FANCY, very appropriate, for your discount code, and you'll get 15% off any Mystery Luxe items that are in your cart. Here is another one. So this one's kind of interesting. You can kind of see it's a purple transparent, but or not translucent, but God, you can barely see it there. Let me see if I can get. Let's play with lights. Hold on. Not that. Let's see if this is obnoxious. Maybe look away from the camera, from the thing for a second. Can you see? Am I doing this right? Oh, there you go. You can kind of see how it's like purple, like ruby almost. You see that coming through? So pretty. And yeah, this is the kind of set that, like, if you have an area in your house where like sunlight comes in, these would be perfect to put up because they will just glisten in the sun. You can kind of see there. Yeah, but anyway, really pretty. And like if you're rolling on like a white tray or like paper, you'd be able to see it really well too. But really pretty. Like I said, I just grabbed these at random, so that's another one I grabbed. That's the D20. So you can buy an individual D20. And here's an example of an individual Lux D6. So this one, yeah, you missed kind of the texture in my camera here, but it's got a really, really pretty, very subtle texture, milky white, really gorgeous. And it's an example of what you might get in a Lux D6 order. Pop this one on the cam here. And it also, just so you can see, so we got this restock in, like I said, and we were able to put up a ton. And we got so many in that we were like, well, let's run a sale. Let's be nice and run a sale. This is a very like out of the ordinary thing for us because typically our mystery dice are all discounted already. Like because you don't get to choose, we sell them for a lot cheaper than we sell the Tempe sets or the metal sets or the Lux sets at normally. So we hardly ever run sales on them because they're already very deeply discounted. So this is really special. But because we got so many in, we were like, well, let's share the love. And Dylan took some pictures of other groupings so you can kind of see some more variations. And if you go to the website, you can see this too. But yeah, in there's like a goldy, honey, lemon, yellow one. There's green, 2 versions of green, and the ones that he picked out, there's like a jade green and then like a more translucent green. There's also like a cracked, I wish I had that here to show you because I really like that one, but there's a style that's like a cracked glass. So it's glass, but it's like got crackles all the way through it, which is just a really cool effect. And some of you might be familiar with if you've ordered them in the past. Yeah, it looks like onyx otherwise. So Fair and Coon, that's a really good, that purple one's a really good example of like the variety and the variation that you can get in these. And they're really special. That's the best word for them. They're very special. Let's see, Dylan also took this grouping picture. Oh, so you can see them out of their cases a little better. The crackled ones are the cyan colored ones, the turquoise ones. So you can kind of see here, the texture has like a crackling through it. It's really pretty. A lot of them have like a fade or an ombre effect. So really great. We got, I think we counted 30 plus, I think it was like 32 different variations that we got in, like, you know, totally different colors and styles. And that was also just, I think, in the sets. So that's just the sets. We got a whole bunch of other things in for the D20s and the D6s. So a lot to choose from there. Again, the code is FANCY, FANCY. So if you check out with that, you'll get 15% off. And yeah, like I said, we don't do this very often for mystery sets. So this might be the last like mystery product sale that we do for a little while. Let's see. So yeah, I don't know. That's that. That was going to be today's stream. So I went ahead, and since I got my subscription box in yesterday, I was like, well, let's do an unboxing video. Give the people something to look at. So let me move these off of here. Let's see if let me scan the, yes, bacon dice. Ugh, forbidden bacon, absolutely. Pink soap, also totally valid. Yeah, I probably, it might not return that set, we'll see. Maybe I'll find another one to give back instead. Okay, so yesterday I got is there anyone, I'll wait and check. Is there anyone, if you are a subscriber and you have not yet gotten your dice and you don't want to see what they are until you unwrap yours, because it's likely, since I just got mine yesterday, that a couple of you are still waiting, then now's a good time to not look at the camera. I am going to do the unboxing, but I just realized there probably are people out there who haven't gotten theirs yet. But hopefully you guys are all fine with seeing what's in here. Feel free to yell at me in the chat if that's wrong. If like everyone's like, no, don't do it, then I won't do it, but I think we're safe. So this is the package you can expect when you get your subscription box sent out. It's got our logo. It's a cool blue bag. This is the April sub box. Yes, Fair and Coon. And Jay Maloney says wants the spoilers, so that's good. That gives me some validation. So we always send it in this bag. Not always. Usually send it in this bag as long as we have these bags in stock, which we usually do. We try to. But they're in our pretty blue color with our logo on it. And I am signed up for the Metal Dice, the Metal monthly subscription plus the 10-piece monthly subscription. So I get both. So in it, you can always find cards that have the names, pictures of the dice sets and the names of them on there. This month, this is a fun behind the scenes tidbit. This month, we also sent out a card saying oopsies about last month's sub box, because last month we accidentally received, failed to notice, and then shipped out incorrectly printed D4s. So the regular D4 in our metal monthly last month is being replaced this month for those people who got it last month. That was fun. So that is in here. The corrected version, which is nice. It was only a month that people had to wait to get that fixed. It's like the second time it's happened to us, and we swore the first time. We're like, this will never happen again, because we'll make sure, we'll double check all the sets that come in. And then I feel like things have been chaotic, things have been crazy, and so last month we totally missed it. But good news is we got them remade, got them replaced, so everyone's got their full set plus a very exclusive, never gonna be seen again D4 that doesn't actually work as a D4, but that's okay. All right, so first off we have, let's see, April's jokes forced upon, yep, exactly. April Fool's joke forced upon us. Hi Dicey Mango, good to see you. So first set that came in April's sub box, we'll go over the 10-piece. It's called In Queso Emergency, and it's a bright orange set. Let me go ahead and pull it out and pour it onto the tray here. So you would have gotten it in a signature velvet bag. We just got green in like a month ago, so we've been sending these out. I love the color. They're so nice. They're kind of wintry, so it's not like the great, like perfect season for it. Oh, but I think we actually went with green because of St. Patrick's Day coming up or existing in this time frame. So whatever, it's another color and it's beautiful. I'll go ahead and lay that here on the thing so you can see it. And then the 10-piece set is In Queso Emergency, and it's just like hilariously neon orange with bright blue, like turquoise, I don't know, cyan. I keep saying the word cyan, but I feel like that's not right. But bright blue inking, and it's glittery. It's got micro glitter in it, so it's that like very sort of subtle but like miniature little shimmer. The whole thing just sort of shimmers. It's really pretty. And we're calling it In Queso Emergency, like as in the Spanish word for cheese. In Queso Emergency. Delicious. So pretty. Let me go ahead and show off the chonk here. And in a few months, we'll be showing these off again on stream because they'll hit our website, but you guys get a sneak peek of what you could have gotten if you were a subscriber, or what you did get if you're a subscriber, or what you're going to get in a day or two if you haven't gotten yours yet, but you're a subscriber. So yeah, really pretty, very shiny, shimmery, bright blue inking. Lots of fun, and a fun title. In Queso Emergency. Ridiculous. Hilarious. Love it. Alright, let's see what else we got. In a classic black Dice Envy velvet bag, we got an 8-piece metal set that Dylan had a lot of fun making an Infinity D4 for. And let me just pull out the Infinity D4 first before I show off the card, because these are a lot of fun. Also, muy delicioso is Monster Slayer. So this is an 8-piece metal dice set. It is a flat yellow, like a matte yellow with bright red inking. And it's actually a little bit oranger than it's showing up on my camera here. It's like a hair more orange. But my goodness, hilarious cheese dice. I can't even, you know who's been asking for cheese dice for like 2 years? Is Joni, who works at Dice Envy. I don't remember why. Oh, she found I think I got this right. She found, Joni, if you're in the chat, correct me, but she found a 3D printed, what do you call that? The file for a 3D print, like so you can make your own 3D print, of a dice holder that would hold one individual die that was in the shape of a mouse holding an individual die, and you could put a die in there. And she was like, since this exists, a mouse die holder, we need to make cheese dice. And we were like, Joni, you're insane. That's insane. This was like 2 years ago. And then last year, when we were doing our meeting about what we're gonna do for sub boxes this year, cheese dice came up again. And we were like, you know what, Joni? You're right. We should make cheese dice. Here's the 10. So it's got the holes. It's amazing. Look at that. It's ridiculous. I mean, I don't know. I guess a druid that wild shapes into a rat. Maybe you have a cheese wizard. Cheese wizard. That's a good thing. Look at, so silly. Here's the 6. Oh my god. Yeah, so now Rat Folk. Oh yeah, does that exist? Absolutely. Rat Folk character would totally embrace and love our new metal cheese dice. Oh, and I said these are called Monster Slayer. Maria came up with that genius name for them. So, play on Monster Slayer, obviously. Monster Slayer. These are so much fun. They're so stupid. They're amazing. And Joni is much happier now that they exist. A Cheezomancer, absolutely. Maybe it's your Rat Folk Cheezomancer that uses these dice. There's the 12. So cool. They're holy. I can't even... Oh, maybe your Paladin could use them because they're holy. Get it? That's dumb. Don't repeat that. Here's the last but not least. Although, I guess technically least. D4. So yeah. Lots of fun. Monster Slayer. Oh, they're like getting totally blown out here. But yeah, these are great. Metal set. They've got good heft to them. Here, I'll roll them so you can hear them roll. Yeah. Great set. Very happy with these. I'll be happy again with these when we go over them again in a couple months. But yeah, Monster Slayer. So much fun. And then my replacement. So those of you who got the metal sub box last month when we had our forced April Fools, you would have gotten Radio Edit, which is really getting blown out. But a really cool, like, doodly metal set. I made, like, these little doodles to go all over it. It's got little, like, punk rock symbols and stuff on them. Like, very middle school, early high school vibes. But yeah, the one that got sent out, the 4 was not a 4. It was a 4, a 3, and a 2. So didn't actually function as a D4. But we got to reprint it, so now it matches, and you can totally use it. Very fun. Okay, that's it. Oh, great. I'm glad you like the doodle set, Rivers. That'll be on our site eventually, too. We got plenty of those in, and they're all corrected. Like, we got all the D4 swapped out, so they will be functional and available on our site in a couple months. I don't know. Probably, like, what is it? Turning into May? So maybe mid-July, end of July. We have a, like, calendar for this, but I just don't have it up right now. But yeah, those will be on the site. Oh, and the doodle set also. We also ordered a small amount in hot pink enamel. So instead of the white enamel, it's hot pink. And I think we're calling that one Pretty and Punk. And it's really, really cool. So that's exciting. Okay, so that was a quick sub box unboxing. If we're just closing your eyes that whole time because you didn't want it spoiled, you totally still heard the description, but you didn't see them. But you can open your eyes now because I'm not going to put them back on the camera. And the last thing we have to talk about is changes. Changes. I'm not a singer, I apologize. World is chaotic. We talked about this a little bit last week. Things are still very much up in the air. Tariffs are a thing. I'm sure you've heard the word tariff being thrown around everywhere in your life. I know I have. And we had a big team meeting last Friday, so after the stream, the Friday after the stream, to discuss what we were going to do, how we were going to adjust, how do we keep on keeping on. And we decided that changes are definitely going to happen. and they will have to happen not only in terms of getting new manufacturers, which we are currently working on and have like made some good progress on, which we're very excited, like, you know, cautiously optimistic about. What is a tariff? Can I eat it? I wish it was like a cracker and not a thing that is forcing us to figure out how to stay alive. But although I guess a cracker could do that too. But anyway, so there will be some changes coming through, but I want to make sure that I give you guys accurate and updated information. So next week, we are going to have Maria on stream. Well, I'll be on stream with Maria, and we are going to have a sort of Q&A. I am going to try to come up with like all the questions that you might have, and it's not going to be like horribly long and boring. We're also going to have a dice drop next week to talk about, but I just want to make sure that you guys get like good information. And not only is Maria the right place to get that, but I also want her to have a chance to talk about the adjustment that we've made recently, where Maria is going to be taking over many more responsibilities at Dice Envy. So that's exciting, and this is a great opportunity for you guys to meet her face to face if you haven't already. And you guys all know her from chat. She's most vociferous in chat. And she's going to be here to just like go over secure answers about what's going on with the company. It's not scary. We're not like shutting down. We're not, you know, we're not leaving. We're trying really hard not to leave. We love you guys. We want to keep doing what we're doing. So we do have plans moving forward though. So she's going to be here to go over those plans. And that way, like, you get it from the source, and I'm always like nervous I'm gonna say like too much or the wrong thing, because I have just like I'm in charge of like social media and the stream. So in order to make sure that we get the right info, we're gonna have Maria on. That being said, if you guys have any specific questions, please feel free to send them my way. Send them to hello@diceenvy.com or rach@diceenvy.com. Any question, and I will make sure that every single question is answered. If I have the answer right away and it's just like a small thing, I'll just shoot you the answer myself. But if not, next week will be a perfect opportunity for us to go over those things. And even if you can't show up next week, video will be uploaded to YouTube, so everyone's got access to all these answers. Let's see, there was one other thing. Oh, subscribers. So some of you do get the subscription box. You can also expect an email this Thursday or Friday or Saturday morning, depending on how quickly I can get it out. That is also going to go over specific subscription box notes and changes coming forward, going forward, that we just want to make sure is in your hands specifically, since you are, you know, you have an account with us and everything. So that will be coming. Keep an eye out for that. If Sunday rolls by and you haven't got anything, please reach out. There's a chance always of something ending up in your spam folder, etc., etc. But I'll be sending all that stuff out Thursday, Friday. And yeah, so like I said, next week, Maria will be on the stream. And it'll also be a great opportunity for you to Q&A us live on the chat if you have any questions for her or for I specifically on Tuesday. Then please feel free to bring them with you. I think that's it. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. We had a team meeting this morning, and I'm like, what should I make sure to mention during the stream today? And I should have written it down, but I think that was everything. I think I got everything. So I guess that's it. Next Tuesday, like I said, Q&A with Maria. Show up if you've got questions. If you like hate Q&As and don't show up, skip next week. And it'll be available on YouTube for anybody who isn't able to show up and see it, you know, real time. All right, kids. Mystery Lux sale, 15% off Mystery Lux. There's so many pretty ones in there. Let's just take one more tiny peek. I think it's got to be like top 10 die of all time for me is the Bacon D4. I mean, this thing just is ridiculous. Like, I would eat this. If you put this on a table, I'd be like, ooh, can I eat that? And then I'd pick it up and be like, no, this is too hard to eat. I'm not going to eat that. It's not good for you. Oh, and also, don't ever eat any of our dice, please. But yeah, so cool. Anyway, just one example of something you could get. And lots of really cool variations. I've only gotten to see a handful of them because I've been just blurred in and out of the office. But like I said, over 30 new styles in stock, so very exciting. But yeah, it only lasts a week, and the code is FANCY, FANCY, and it applies to all Mystery Luxe, all the sets, the D20s, and the D6s. So feel free to add as many or as few as you'd like. And yeah, as always, any questions, comments, concerns, reach out, and I will see you guys next week. All right, happy rolling. Everyone stay safe, and I will see you when I see you. Bye.